Thanks for joining us. We want to do an update before the end of the year. We know it's been a few months. Obviously, it's been a kind of a bearish market, and we've just been continue to build at Haven1 and Yield App. So we're going to give you a few updates today on what we're doing. You're going to hear from Jeff and Akash, really specifically on what's going on with Haven1. So the testnet is now here, and one reason we're kind of releasing this video today and a lot of content. We wanted to give you a little clarity on what to expect, how to get access. We've been continue to expand the team and grow the operations. It's building an entire ecosystem takes quite a talented global team, and we just continue to go out there and recruit talented individuals to fill needs that we have on the team. Working on validator nodes right now. So I think one thing we've always touched on is having a very high tier validator node partners. And so right now we're working with a lot of different financial institutions throughout the world, helping to bring them on board and then get ready to really secure our global network. And builders on chain. So obviously it's without an ecosystem, without builders and unique products. So we're out there continue to talk to different partners and, starting to work on the early grants for them as well. So Jeff and Akash will touch on a lot of things today.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to listen to our video. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're building over at Haven1. Just a reminder for everybody, if you didn't know who I am, I'm Jeff Owens, the co-founder of Haven1. I've been in blockchain since about 2015, end of 2015, early 2016. I have built a couple products, worked on a couple different teams as an advisor, and really got into Haven about 4 months ago. And so within that 4 month period, we've really been spending a lot of time trying to figure out what are our unique selling points and what's our position in the market, given that there are so many different layer 1 blockchains out there. And I think what it really comes down to is a few things that I want to run you all through. So, we have this quote that we look at and we really have hammered home on, which is that the most common Web 3.0 related fear among consumers is that it will make scams and cybercrimes more common. And so, in fact, if you actually look down into the data, you see that since the inception of DeFi or decentralized finance, there's been about $5 billion in exploits that have happened. And in fact, a new exploit happens every 5 days, and that number is seemingly increasing. Like just recently, you guys probably have seen what happened with Kyber Swap. A new one comes out all the time. And so at the end of the day, using DeFi is seemingly more difficult for the end users. And so what we did is we actually looked down to the data even further. And what we saw is that at the end of the day, Web3 is not mainstream. There's 300 million plus crypto holders. And what a crypto holder is somebody that has crypto, has dabbled in crypto, has bought assets or held assets on an exchange or with a product like Yield App. But at the end of the day, when you look at Web3 active users, there's actually only about 5 million of that 300 plus million users. And so, it's really, at the end of the day, we know that it's a bit broken. And so we actually, some of you may have seen a survey that we sent out to understand a little bit more. And most of you guys, as in the Yield App community, have actually claimed to have interacted with Web3 at some point in time. But the overwhelming majority of the respondents from the survey claim that Web3 is way too scammy. So there are other things around it being confusing and a little bit too technical, but the primary reason is that it's a little bit too scammy. And so that tied in with some of the quotes that we've seen and some of the data we had. We really started to ask the question of, why is this happening compared to traditional finance applications? And so it came down to a few things. So at the end of the day, traditional finance companies are the ones that are accountable for any sort of issues that occur within your product. And when it comes to Web3, and if you look at like Ethereum builders or whatever, there is nobody that you can hold accountable when something goes wrong. And so the way that projects typically do it is that they have a smart contract audit. But that smart contract audit is not something that the protocols are actually required to adhere to over time, which is a big issue. So that's problem number one, is there's not really much accountability in the space on the builder side. The second part is that when something does happen, there isn't much recourse. So let's say that an exploit happens in a traditional finance application. You have a company that you can go to and they can help try to recover your funds. But in the decentralized world, that really doesn't exist today. And so it's a big problem that exists. And so how can we actually solve that problem? And at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to one thing, which is that there isn't, when you're interacting on Web3 today, you don't know who the counterparties are that you're interacting with. You don't know the person that you're trading with. You don't know the protocol, who the protocol builder was. And that creates a lot of bigger issues when it comes to permanency that blockchain has today. So really, we as a team took a step back from this after doing our research, after talking to lots of investors, validators, businesses out there. And we've realized that Web3 really needs to be rethought and rebuilt from the ground up. And what does that actually look like? In the ideal world, you actually take the best things from blockchain infrastructure. So this is self-custody, this is real-time settlements, this is a single source of truth, this is complete control of your funds, and you match it in with a approachable fintech-like experience, and that's guardrails and recourse. So if something happens, you have the ability to go to somebody and pull back. This is 24/7 support. This is building a single place that you can go to, that you can trust, and you can see all the different applications that are available to you, and you know that they're all adhering to the same security standards that you expect when you're deploying your capital. And at the end of the day, that's what Haven1 is trying to do. So it starts with the foundation. So we have the Haven1 Network, or Haven1 blockchain. This is an EVM-compatible layer 1 blockchain solution that's built on 3 core principles. So the first is that every single smart contract that gets deployed on Haven1 needs to go through 3 audits. So not 1, not 2, but 3 audits. And that creates 99.999% chance that that particular smart contract will not be hacked. So that's number 1. So think of that kind of like an Apple App Store. So every single protocol needs to go through a governed review process. The second is on-chain recourse. So when and if something does happen on-chain, there's different layers that look for these anomalies, detect them, and can actually block the fraudsters from being able to move the funds off-chain. So this, at the end of the day, is really protecting your funds. Most people are good actors in this space, and so we will have really robust anomaly detection models that protect the people that are good actors and catch the people that are bad actors. And the last is this is all rounded out through provable identity. So it is a permissioned ecosystem, meaning that every single person, whether you're a builder or an investor, will need to go through identity verification. You'll mint an on-chain anonymized identity NFT. So this your information will not be publicly available to everybody. But at the end of the day, this will allow people to know that if something does happen, there is someone that will be held accountable for the negative actions that occur on-chain. So that's at the network level. I want to touch a little bit on the secure app store that we're building. So we really want to push on this idea of the Apple App Store for blockchain apps. So no longer is it that you have to think, I want to go and swap my assets, and you have to go directly to that single application. Now you can actually go to a single store and see all the available on-chain finance applications that are available to you. So whether it's swapping, lending and borrowing, if you want to potentially work with a tokenized asset application, that's maybe you want to buy a piece of real estate with your crypto, you can find all these apps in the App Store for Haven1, and you know that they've all adhered to the same security standards that the network requires, so you can transact in peace of mind. Moving up the funnel is we will have a secure on-ramp that allows you to basically move USD, Thai baht, Euro, whatever your fiat currency is, into crypto. If you want to transact fiat into crypto, you can bring that on into Haven1, as well as send your existing crypto assets from, let's say, a centralized exchange into Haven1 to do self-custody and then to ultimately become your own bank. And then, for the people that are relatively new to the space and want to learn about what Web3 is, we'll have an academy, and we'll also have incentives that are in place to help people learn to earn, share to earn, refer to earn, which really creates an economic flywheel for the entire ecosystem that should drive some adoption. So now all that is great, but you're probably still asking yourself, like, there's a million layer 1s out there. How are you guys different, and who are you guys targeting? And so at the end of the day, we kind of have 3 buckets of users that we think Haven1 solves a great problem for. So the first is going to be people like you in the Yield App community. So these Web 2.5 users who are holding crypto, but you don't necessarily have a secure place that you can transact with your crypto. And so this is, we'll give you that environment to be able to come into Haven1 and transact securely, as well as other people that are holding their assets on exchanges, or maybe even looking to dabble into the crypto space. They can use the academy to learn. So really, that's the low hanging fruit. We've built products in the past that target retail customers, and we feel that we can build a very good user experience for that. So that will be the first target audience for us. And the second is actually going to be targeting TradeFi and CeFi products to come on that already have existing user bases. So an example of this is let's say a wealth management app that offers clients stocks, bonds, and ETFs. If they want to securitize those tokenize those securities, then we will give them the opportunity to do this in a secure way. Because at the end of the day, the biggest problem for a lot of these applications is that they don't have a secure network that they can transact in. As the custodian of those stocks, bonds, and ETFs, they are liable. And so they require things like audits and recourse in order to be able to deploy assets on chain. And for you as an end consumer, the nice thing is then you can actually transact more freely, knowing that the underlying custodian is secured, regulated. And so it gives kind of the best of both worlds. People that are looking to access into, let's say, Thai stocks, but are from a European country, will have the ability to do that on the Haven1 network. And then the last bucket that we're looking at is just general Web3 builders. So we're working with several different companies right now to offer tokenized T-bills on chain, to bring tokenized real estate on chain, tokenized precious metals on chain, and then also things like DeFi structured products. So if you want to enter into a vault that offers you a guaranteed flat rate of interest, you can do that as well. So you can see there's quite a few opportunities here. Haven1 really is just providing that secure framework for people to be able to transact on chain. So where we're at today and what's relevant for you guys is we are, as you guys are viewing this video, the public testnet is now available for you to join. There is a wait list, and the wait list is there to help us get feedback from you, the community of Yield App. We really want to push the diamond tier and really anybody within that Yield App community to be the first users of the Haven1 network because of our relationship with Yield App being incubated by them. And so please go ahead and join the network. Give us as much feedback as you possibly can. After the public testnet waitlist, we will start opening this up to other applications that want to build on the network, as well as other users. So please join early and often, because the earlier you join, the more incentives that you have the chance to earn in terms of the H1 token. So that's really, I guess, a long-winded way of telling you everything about Haven1. I hope this wasn't too long. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Our testnet is essentially a trial environment. It mirrors the mainnet platform that we intend to deploy, but it is specifically designed for testing purposes. What this really means is that you will get earlier access to our features, and your feedback will play a crucial role in shaping the entire final product of Haven1, which is pretty exciting when you think about it. So you really got to think about this as a sandbox where you can explore, experiment, and help us iron out any kinks before we go live to the wider public. In terms of whitelisting, getting whitelisted is the key to accessing our Haven1 testnet. So fill out the onboarding form with the necessary details to apply for the whitelisting process. Once you'll be approved, we will send you a confirmation email with further instructions and a direct link to our testnet and the the testnet guide itself. What you really need to kind of take note of is that the regular engagement of the Haven1 testnet is valuable. So using our platform daily will not only help us test its durability, but also qualifies you to our multiplier reward system. This means the more you interact with our testnet, the more rewards you will accumulate. And these rewards will range from enhanced token rewards to exclusive access to our new features. It incentivizes active participation. In terms of airdrop mechanics, participating in our testnet also makes you eligible to overall airdrop, which we provide more information on and different criteria that we're going to use than what Optimism and Arbitrum and other layer 2s and layer 1s have used. We're going to make sure it's it's a fantastic opportunity for everyone to earn their rewards and contribute to the platform development. Just a special shout out to the Diamond tier members. Your commitment definitely hasn't gone unnoticed. You'll receive a priority in the whitelisting process, additional perks on the testnet. If you're not a Diamond tier member right now, it's a perfect time to upgrade and reap these benefits. So something really exciting from the development point of view, we're about to launch our grants program. What that means is, and what that will allow us to do, is that we're going to make a significant step forward in terms of supporting innovation and growth of the of the platform itself. The main goal that we have here is to try and get more and more builders and developers involved in this process. We really want to empower people to experiment and use the unique USPs of Haven1 blockchain. we want to support projects that align with our ethos and the overall vision, and that can really, really contribute to this missing piece in the Web3 blockchain space that other platforms don't really offer yet. This is something that will help us in the long term, not only attract users, but also build a very strong community with those users, and also other big players in the space that can come and build on top of these innovations. We want to really try and support the growth and the really push forward in this the emerging space that uses Haven1 technology itself. If you do want to apply for the grants program, the easiest way to do is you'll be able to fill out a specific form detailing how your project aligns with our platform. The process itself is very crucial for us to understand your vision, the potential impact of your project, how we can help each other grow in the space. Myself and the rest of the team will be reviewing each of your applications very thoroughly, and just making sure that we're supporting projects that have the most promise and have the most alignment with our ethos. And in terms of developer resources, we already have some documentation which is available on Gitbook, but we'll be adding more and more things on. What we have is a really good starting point, but there's going to be more comprehensive guides available, more API documentation, and other resources that will make developing our platform more seamless and productive as possible.
All right, thank you, Akash, for that overview. And I hope that everybody really took away something from this video, and I hope you all decide to join our testnet. It's a very exciting time for us, a very exciting time for you. As I mentioned before, the earlier you join, the more potential rewards you get. So feel free to do that. And I'm not going to say it, but maybe I will. We are going to look to reward people that provide feedback as well to us. Like I said, we're building this product for you guys. So collecting that feedback and building and iterating on the product for what suits you guys is one of the most important things to us over at Haven1. So I look forward to seeing everybody join, and once again, we'll have a blog post come out here along with the video, so please feel free to read through that. And any other questions, always let us know. Thanks for the time.